Secret, Lair, Chaos, Vault, Even, Secret, or Lair. That's what we got to talk about in this one. It's a new way to FOMO out over your favorite cardboard game.
Secret, Lair, Chaos, Vault, Hardly, Nowhere, Strawberry, Malt. That's what came to mind when you said that.
That just rhymed. That was nothing.
Oh, God. Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat. Big thank you to all of the sponsors at Jake and Joel Are Magic. Card Conduit, that is where you go to take your unused singles and convert them into cash. Save your time and send all your buy listing to Card Conduit. Then when you get that cold hard cash, you can take it to our other sponsor, Dragon Shield, and pick up some of the best sleeves in the multiverse. Big thank you to Dragon Shield. They are coming out with products constantly. New deck boxes, new playmats, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to go check out Dragon Shield. And then also our beautiful sponsor, TCG Player, where you can go to pick up all of the singles that you need if you're looking for that card. It is a competitive marketplace that is always hunting for your business. You have buyers that are undercutting each other, and you can find the most competitive prices at TCG Player. And also our sponsor, Moxfield, where you could go to organize all of your Commander deck lists and get the most out of your collection.
Jake, when Secret Lair first came around, is circa like Eldraine times, Throne of Eldraine times? It was
2019-ish.
Yeah, this big super drop, and then we had these little drops, and it was like, oh, these come and go, and they were gonna pop up off schedule, and you got to be ready because once you miss it, it's gone. That was the marketing slogan to my memory. And so at this point, however, they've moved it to this kind of consistent seasonal bundle-based super drop system that I'm assuming the bosses pushed them into. They're a corporation over there at the end of the day, and they want to make money, and they want, you know, consistency and growth. And so with a system like Secret Lair now, there's probably not a ton of room to experiment and do weird things or one-offs and get that same response because you've trained your customer to be like, oh, every season, you know, I just need to save up for a big $500,000 bundle, whatever. And so now we've got Chaos Vault to allow that.
Kaleidoscope Killers, Year of the Rat, Explosion Sounds, that original Cat Secret Lair.
Yeah.
I think Eldraine Wonderland, and you know there was like a kind of like Dredge Golgari one in there as well. Yeah, and it was all stuff that you had to buy in a week or it was gone. And we've seen Secret Lair go through having big packages to smaller VHS size packages, and now to envelopes. And we've seen the full progression here at Jake and Joel. We've been here for a lot of it. And yeah, this does kind of feel like, oh, here's this thing that's popping up out of nowhere. Kind of feels like how Secret Lair felt in the beginning.
Yeah, it's sort of like Secret Lair 2, where it's not going to be the consistent bundle-based approach, but we're going to drop some stuff occasionally, and we're going to market it differently so that we can sort of separate the two and still make our money in both places. Been described as these products are not going to have an announcement. This was an announcement about the no announcements, but it was an announcement on January 10th. You got to sign up for the email list. Jake already signed us up for the email list. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. So we are on that email list. We are going to know when Secret Lair Chaos Vault happens.
I'll just say this.
Cool,
if someone is signing us up for something on this channel, it is probably you.
That is probably true. No prior announcement. Unusual times was said, and then one-off cool weird things said from launching sales at unusual times, which I don't know, like what does that mean? Midnight? Like 7:42?
It may just mean like
Christmas.
Hey baby, it's a good thing you're up at 4 a.m. playing Rocket League because Secret Lair just went live.
Right.
I don't know.
And then experimentation to offering up unusual items. We heard you like hats. Jake, do you think this is tongue-in-cheek reference to all of the making fun of hats, the gathering that the detective said Into the Cowboy set was? Because I'm not sure what else Blake could be referencing with We Heard You Like Hats. But honestly, if they had sold a Thunder Junction cowboy hat, I might have bought that.
Yeah, maybe you would have. The thing about the hats is I agree with you, dude. I think it is probably like some memeing.
Yeah,
we definitely brought up some
Blake memes. For sure.
Yeah. he's probably like, all right, guys, you're throwing me into the meat grinder again. What kind of ammunition you sending me with this time? And they're like, well, you should poke at the hats comments that we keep getting. Yeah, I'm here for it. A Secret Lair hats would be pretty cool. Like all of our favorite characters wearing hats.
So in a nutshell,
interesting.
It seems like the differences between Secret Lair and Secret Lair Chaos Vault is going to be the predictability of the release structure, potentially featuring hats or other merchandise or non-card items. And then it's going to be more
shout out to the axe.
Yeah, shout out to the axe. Maybe that was a soft launch test for Chaos Vault. See how many people actually tried to buy it. And then
we got 1,020 people tried to buy the axe.
You've got this exclusivity. I mean, join our Discord really if you want to be aware of these kind of things, because obviously there's going to be a ton of alerts in our Discord the second that these types of things happen. But the only way to know what tree we're going to be barking up next or what's coming down the scratching post is to sign up for the Chaos Vault email list. Like, sure, but you know that as soon as those emails go out, this is going to spread like wildfire to anybody who wants to stay plugged in to potentially find out this information when it happens. So
yeah,
that exclusivity piece, I don't know about that. Maybe there's going to be lower print runs. There was a sellout on the initial offerings, and look, they want to stretch their creative muscles, Jake, so they started with basic lands. I don't know why. You would write an article saying we want to stretch our creative muscles with Chaos Vault. And by the way, here's our example of what Chaos Vault's going to bring you. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be quacky. It's going to be basic lands. But wait.
It's going to be basic lands.
One looks like private parts. I mean,
I'll just say I bought 5 of the island, and then I bought the swamps, and I bought the plains.
Nice. So you went for it on these ones. I completely skipped on these ones.
I did. I've noticed, and we've talked about it before, how the basic lands will often do well.
Yes.
And all of the like astrological lands that we made fun of.
Right.
A lot of those have done really well.
Yep.
It's almost like we predicted that.
I was going to say, I bet if you went back to that video,
one's gonna buy these.
Exactly. I bet we said in that video, we're not going to be buying these, but no one else is either. So that might make them a good purchase. Is kind of how I feel about these land packs. But look, I will say, sort of pivoting to this initial first release here. This is Chaos Vault's website. It's the Secret Lair website. The Strange Sands Island and Foil Edition both sold out. However, the very first Chaos Vault thing that ever dropped, not sold out. And it's only $25. It's affordable. And it's a nice little commander set. Ready to go. I think one of the cards, I think Steely Resolve doesn't really belong in the deck because you don't want the Shroud. You want to be able to target. That's beside the point. That's a pretty decent set there that looks really cool, unique, commander, ready to go. Sure. But not sold out. However, for me personally, I'm skipping these. The art doesn't speak to me at all. All of the art style is the same artist across all of them. I do love, however, and longtime viewers of our Secret Lair videos will know this, I've asked that these basic land packs be at least 10 forever, at least 5. Like they would do one of each typically. Right. And then they're like, all right, Joel, here you go. Money where your mouth is. And I'm like, sorry, I don't like the art. Not for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think the art is pretty cool. That's where you and I differ on this. How dare you have a different opinion
than me? I can't believe it. Where art is concerned, that should be unanimous.
Watch this be they do some digging into why the island sold out, and then the next one of these we get is all like really like risky art on each of them. It's just like
everybody's like, did you get the Ding Dong Forest? You've got the Vagina Island. Do you have the Ding Dong Forest? What are you doing? Go get the Ding Dong Forest.
You should see the butt mountain. They made this mountain and it looks like a giant butt carved into the side of a mountain.
Maybe that's what the Chaos Vault is going to be. All the basic lands are going to have private parts to sell and make them actual memes.
This poor artist who did this. Who did this art?
It was a Scott. What was the name? I just read it just a minute ago. Scott Ballmer. Scott Ballmer knew what he was doing, dude. There's no way.
Poor Scott Ballmer is going to be like, I knew the island wasn't what we wanted to do.
Maybe poor Scott Ballmer, because I heard that WotC doesn't really pay their artists well, but not poor Scott Ballmer because his Secret Lair, both versions sold out immediately. Yeah, and not a lot of artists can say that.
He could have been like, I'm doing this one for WotC and this one for Scott.
That was him drawing the mountain. I'm doing this one for WotC, and then he was drawing the island. He was like, and this one will be for Scott. This one's just for Scott.
Man.
Looking at comments across the internet on this, there's a lot of dunking on it as this is just what Secret Lair was at the beginning, except you might sell hats. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion around the risque island, we'll say. And then because they started with basics, I've also seen a lot of people talking about, cool, $30 for 10 basics. But that's kind of like the thing with these land Secret Lairs is they're always going to be wildly disproportionate to the price of just walking into your LGS and grabbing a handful of lands out of the land station and being like, I'm taking these, and nobody acknowledging you're even doing anything.
Oh yeah.
That is the cheapest way to get basics, not buy them from Secret Lair. But past that, it's FOMO. It's FOMO 2.0. It's Secret Lair 2.0. It's really not that different as far as I can tell from how Secret Lair was presented out of the gate, and we'll see. I'm sure there'll be some cool things. I'm sure there'll be some things that we skip. I think it's a little strange they started out with basic lands, personally. I wish they had gone wild out of the gate so we could have seen what they're talking about when they say, stretch our creative muscles.
I actually think that they could have gone like a step further with these, like kind of like when you think about the basic lands that came out of, what was it, Unstable, where there was no black border on the edge of them. Just take the border all the way to the edge, get rid of it completely, and just let the art stretch across. Yeah, I think that would work more for me. To really differentiate, because at this point, it's been a long time since we got the Zendikar full art lands.
Yes.
That was something people were hyped on.
Oh, yeah.
In 2009.
Collected hard.
Yes, those were collected hard. A lot of people love these full art lands, and now they do it with every single set. It is very rare we don't get them. And that's sure. But now it would be cool if we could elevate that one step further, just drop the black border and sometimes give us art that goes all the way to the edge of the card.
Yeah, that'd absolutely.
Give us more of that.
Let us know if you purchased any of the Chaos Vault stuff that's available currently, or if you have any ideas for cool hats that WotC could sell. Leave that in the comments too. We'd love to talk to you.